And here we go, everybody. It is Tom Chenault, and it is the Legacy Leadership Show. It is a phenomenal day, like maybe the best radio day of my entire life. Maybe the coolest guy you're ever going to want to meet in your life. Adrian was so pumped. He's got the flu, and he's like sick as a dog. And I tried to tell him, I wouldn't let him come down here, because he's like contagion. But he said, I've got to be on the show. I have to see Harvey Mackay. Please, Dad. So he's at home, but he's so pumped about this. And he's read all of Harvey's tremendous books. So he had to be on the show. So this is only 2 of the 8 books, by the way. Adrian, how are you? Are you pumped enough?
I'm beyond pumped, and you are exactly right. There was no way on earth I was going to miss this, and so if I disappear suddenly, I apologize in advance. But I think I have propped myself up with chicken noodle soup, and it's going to be just fine. I'm very happy to be here.
Okay, so here I have to say one thing before we get rolling. Harvey is a young man. He's 93 years old, and he is under the misconception that he is the oldest guest I've ever had on this show. And guess what? He's not. I had Art Linkletter the day he wrote How to Make the Best of Your Life the Rest of Your Life and started a solar company at age 95. So Harvey Mackay is just a whippersnapper, but he's done something so big that you cannot believe it. And we're going to show it to you today. And this is going to be like the best show of your life. But I have to introduce Harvey properly first, or I'll get fired. Harvey Mackay is chairman of MackayMitchell Envelope Company. Can't breathe. He started this business in Minnesota in 1960. He's got 400 people working over there. They do 25 million envelopes a month, and they do over $100 million in sales. And he loves the envelope business, and he's absolutely right. Because if you use an envelope one time, you're done, and you have to buy another one. He loves that. He wrote the book Swim with the Sharks. I just showed that to you. And he also, which was on the New York Times best seller list for 54 weeks in a row, which is a number. And the #1 business book in the world in the year 1988. That's the year I stopped drinking. So I know for sure that was 38 years ago. That is a long time. In 1990, his next book, Beware the Naked Man Who Offers You His Shirt, became the 2nd New York Times #1 bestseller. Both of these books were listed by the New York Times among the top 15 inspirational books of all time. That is sick. Harvey's written 8 books. They're all national bestsellers. 3 reached #1. They've sold more than 10 million copies, more than 50 languages, distributed in 80 countries. And he wrote another book recently, and in his life, 93 years. I don't know what recently means, but this is the one. You haven't hit your peak yet. He graduated from the University of Minnesota and Stanford University graduate program. He's an avid runner. 10 marathons. I've got 3 marathons under my belt. #1 ranked senior tennis player. He can really swing a golf club. He's a nationally syndicated columnist. His weekly articles are distributed in 100 newspapers across the country with a circulation of over 10 million. I'm exhausted reading this. He was named among the top 30 thought leaders on leadership by the American Management Association. That includes Jack Welch, Richard Branson, and Ken Blanchard. This is the guy, Harvey Mackay. How you doing, buddy?
Well, what a thrill, Tom. Really looking forward to it these past few weeks to be with you today. Time has finally arrived. Happy to be here.
I have never met anybody so consistent on staying on top of something that you want to get done than you. I mean, you chase a bone until to the end of the earth. It is crazy. I know you've done it all your life. You've achieved so much in every area of your life. Please tell me what led to your success to get it all started.
Well, I first all my life wanted to become an entrepreneur. Still have trouble spelling the word, but that's exactly what I wanted to be. And first of all, I think to answer that question, I'd have to give you a tiny bit of background, and that is if you ask, let's say, 1,000 men and women, successful men and women, how they became successful, over 90%, believe it or not, 90% would answer they had a mentor. And it's really important to understand there are more people out there, Tom, more people out there willing to give advice than to get advice. So those are some of the things that you should have in your background without any problem whatsoever. Really, truly important. Now, I should mention one very important thing. This is it. If I had to say anything on the whole program, probably be the most important thing. So thanks for the question. But I'm 21 years old and I started Mackay Envelope Company. Well, I started a few years later, but when I started to sell at age 21, I was calling on, maybe 600 people. 200 were customers. This is in the envelope business for the direct mail business. And so I know that if you want to sell someone, they have to like you. You can't sell anybody without likability, without chemistry, without people skills. So I started thinking a lot and I said, boy, I wonder, how do I get to these 200 people? How do I make them like me? Because I want to sell them. You can't talk about selling all the time. You have to talk about likability and chemistry and whether you're getting along with that person on the other side of the table. So that's critically important. So I came up with the Harvey Mackay 66. Harvey Mackay 66. Very, very important list of things that I want to know about you, Tom, if I'm calling example on you. All right. So I want to know your age just before I make the call as much as I can. I want to know hopefully your age, Democrat or Republican, want to know about how many jobs you've had. Are you married? Do you have children? What schools did you attend? What turned you on? Something turns on every single buyer. Hobbies, recreational interests, again, politically active. 66 questions. Now, do I get all those answers? Of course not. But before I make the call, I prepare to win. And therefore, I have a very good touch and feel about whom I'm calling on. This increases the probability dramatically. The Harvey Mackay 66 question customer profile. Now, if you want an example of how I use that, which I think is kind of very important, and that is as follows. I was president of the Chamber of Commerce, to be exact. Chamber of Commerce, Minneapolis and St. Paul. Twins and Vikings, Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Vikings were going to leave the state. And they decided that I would be the chairman, to be able to try to stop them and get them a new stadium. After 1 year, I thought it'd take 2 years. After 2 years, took 4. Of course, took 7. 7 long, hard, frustrating years. But eventually, I did prevail. And here's how I did. The Harvey Mackay 66 question customer profile. There were 201 legislators. 201 persons were going to vote on up or down whether the Twins stay here and they get their stadium. So what did I do over those 7 years? I lobbied them, found out maybe 30, 40, 50 things about them, got them to like me, and of course, ultimately prevailed. They did stay, and I threw out the first pitch. That was really quite a thrill.
Wow.
So very important on that Harvey Mackay 66.
So when you created the 66, and I imagine it probably wasn't 66 right away, it evolved over time, but there wasn't LinkedIn, there wasn't all, the internet has made it so easy, or so much easier anyway, to do this stuff. When you got this thing started, you had to work to find out those 66 answers. How did you go about learning these things about people who probably in a lot of cases were quite well known for not being particularly open book figures in the public sphere?
Very, very astute spot on question because you have to, 3 words, prepare to win. And how did I do that? Okay, real simple. When I make my first call, I read the desk, I read the walls. Okay, I talk to the secretaries outside, ask them questions about Tom. I want to know every single thing about you. I'll find out what university you went to from those schools. I'll then check back with the university. I will find out everything I can from my university, all right? Who goes to your school, who works at your particular place, who might know you. And I keep filling the blanks in. It's hard, aggressive work, but it's very important. So you hit it on the nail there. And when I have that little information, it builds and builds and builds.
I love that. I think that's so special. And
Look,
the first time I ever saw you speak was on Eric Worre's stage when he brought you to his GoPro recruiting mastery event. And you've done this thousands of times, but it's the first time I ever saw you do it. You had picked out a person who was there in the audience, and Jeff Beebe, exactly. And you read his story and told his story back to him. And he was quite a public person, but there were things in that story that were not in his bio, were not the kinds of things that everybody would know. And what just floored me is that by the end of you simply replaying his story to him, he was literally weeping. And this is not a delicate man. He is a big, buff, tough dude. And it had just a truly profound impact on him. And that I already knew the Mackay 66. I already believed in the Mackay 66, but it truly just gave me this visceral moment of how powerful it is for someone to be known in a way that very few people take the time to know them. And I'm curious, was there a moment somewhere along the way where that point or that kind of insight really showed up for you for the first time?
You just gave me the nicest compliment because everything I say in this interview, I want the listeners to remember 5, 10, 15 years from now. That's my goal all the time.
Harvey, you're popping. Do we know what, Adrian, are you getting a pop on his?
Yeah, I have the pop too. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Something's going on. So we're going to try to fix this little technical error right now. But yeah, he can't even tell that he's popping. So maybe you can tell him, Brian.
Yeah, let's chat about this for a second while maybe Brian can help with a quick time check or tech check rather. But I mean, Dad, for you did some of these things natively, and then I remember when we realized kind of this intersection with the Mackay 66. What has that meant to you?
It's meant everything, and everything I emulated. I read that book, and I basically copied everything Harvey did for years. And it was such an honor for me when I got to meet the one and only Harvey Mackay. Eric Worre set it up, and I walked in the house, and Harvey had set it up. And this lady walked up to me and said, "Mr. Mackay would like to talk to you downstairs." We go downstairs. Harvey knew my blood type. He made me, Denise, feel like the most important people on the planet. I will never forget it. And it became a defining factor in the company we built, Contact Mapping, because everything that we did was built on what Harvey taught us to do through all of his books and his philosophy. Are we okay now, Harvey? Can you hear us talking? We still don't have him, Brian. So tell him we still don't have him. So he's talking. So, okay,
Yeah.
so Adrian, stay with us.
I just muted him out for a second until we can get it sorted out. I'm so crazy, this technology sometimes. So Brian, I've got you in the private chat if you can message me and hopefully you can help out there. But yeah, it really is everything. And I'll tell you just a funny story, right? So I'm coaching my son's baseball team, And I need to, we are in the playoffs this week, and we unfortunately have some kids that are going on vacation where we need substitutes. And so I have this list of kids whose parents I need to reach out to try to fill a spot on this baseball team. And I've just got a phone number in a spreadsheet. So I punch the phone number into my phone, and instead of a random phone number popping up, a name pops up, which I thought was quite odd. And the father of this kid who is going to come play baseball with us this week, I had met at a networking event 4 years ago. I had his story in my phone. I had a picture of us together in my phone. And he had since lost his phone. He didn't have the history. He didn't have any of those things. But I sent him the picture, and he was just beyond delighted. And it just was this resumption of a friendship that was awesome. And so these little things, right? These tiny little touches, these keeping notes, keeping your version of the Mackay 66 on hand, that stuff goes a hugely long way, doesn't it?
Whatever you guys do not come off the show. We're going to get Harvey back. And if we don't get Harvey back, I'm going to tell you from the bottom of my heart about a program that he's doing. We'll give you a website so you don't have to believe me. He's got 4 million words digitized. So he is live in your living room. And we'll talk about that in a little while. And it is a great offer. And it is so exciting seeing a 93-year-old guy launching something in AI and in business with one of his proteges that was absolutely a giant in the same world with Brendan Bouchard. And they put something together for literally no money that is so magnificent, you're not going to believe it. So we're going to show it to you with or without Harvey. We're winging it now, which is so exciting. And I'm getting to interview my little boy, who, by the way, is like the best of the best when it comes to doing all this, because of what we've done all our life, which is train people to treat people like human beings, not prospects. And we built a company around it. And Justin Bellababa saw that and stuck that inside of his company. When the rest is history, because what Harvey's doing anywhere is absolutely magic if you will take the time to learn it and understand it. And he's going to show you a way to have him in your living room for the rest of your life, live and in person. Pretty cool, right, Adrian?
It is so super cool. And I just, when I heard about what he was putting together and heard that we were going to have the opportunity to be a part of trying to make this happen and to help to bring that into the world, what did we say? We said, put me in, coach.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely where we are with this. And I can't wait to get access to this myself. I think that it is going to be a gift to the world. I truly do.
And I'm going to buy it. And we have a link because this guy that works with Harvey is like a data tracker. But don't think that there's any kind of affiliate plan or whatsoever. There's not a nickel in it for Adrian and I. I feel like I owe this guy and the universe the chance to take his message on out to the rest of the world. Harvey, can you hear us yet? Not yet. This is so fun. Okay, well, we'll get there from here. I promise you that. And tech is crazy, and live shows. This is why you make the big money, is because you get to go deal in situations like this. And whatever went wrong on that end. But at least I'm here with my little boy, and that's what it's all about. So, Adrian, as we've gone on and done this, I think about your sister, Courtney. Yeah. And she was trying to she left a company called Rackspace where you worked, went down to Argentina and spent a year immersing herself. She comes home and I go to her house. I go, what are you doing? She says, well, I pulled together the top 10 places in Denver to work. I pulled together all the bios of everybody that works there. I did a Harvey Mackay 66 deep dive on all of those people. And now I know exactly what I need to know to talk to those people about the job that I want. And I am sure they are going to hire me. And I'll be darned, she got a job over so many applicants because she listened to Harvey Mackay. And she listened to what Harvey Mackay is going to offer you today. It's a tool to have you get to, and right now we are in a jungle out there because nobody can get a job. There is no way. And unless you have Harvey Mackay's technology and his experience and what he's doing in your back pocket, you are going to be competing against a myriad of applications being flooded in on the internet, and you're never going to get in front of anybody unless you listen to Harvey and buy what he's talking about today. Right, Adrian?
I completely agree. And I think what's so beautiful about what Harvey has put together is that it's so timeless, right? And it's something where the principles are going to live. First of all, Harvey's 93 years old and he's sharper than me, so Harvey's never going anywhere. But someday he will, and these principles and these things are going to live on for decades and decades, and people are going to continue to reference back to this stuff because it's really, really important. And I think it's actually more important than ever. And we talk a lot about this, that AI is a tool, but it has to be used as a tool. And what Harvey has done is he's figured out how to use AI to be the tool that takes the timeless principles of what he's done all those years and made it so that he can put it into your hand.
Harvey, can you hear us? He's still muted.
He's still muted. I don't know. He doesn't look muted to me.
Yeah, it doesn't. Harvey, can you hear us? Yeah, so we still don't have you, Harvey, on our end, but I have a feeling you can hear me because you look like you're paying attention. And okay, good. It's great that you can hear us, Harvey, but we can't hear you. So as a result of that, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to verbalize what you're going to talk about around this offer that you've got. But what he's going to offer you is a chance to have access to his 4 million words over his very, very long career that will be able to absolutely change your life for the rest of your life for a very little amount of money. And we put up a link on the screen right there, swimwiththesharks.ai/Tom. And that is not an affiliate link. That is a tracking link. And what I want you to do is write that guy down and go to that link and get this free trial, which will blow your mind, that is going to give you access to Harvey forever. And it is unbelievably fairly priced. And it is content that I've paid thousands and thousands of dollars for, and other people have paid 6 figures for before. You've got to take a look at this. I mean, it will be that way, right, Adrian?
I 100% agree. And situationally, right? Harvey told the story of getting on, being on the board of the Chamber of Commerce, having to go and figure out how to get these people to fork over what must have been millions and millions of dollars to go and build this stadium. And I would imagine there's not a playbook for exactly how to do that. And instead, what it would have to be is that you've got to go and you got to figure out how to be scrappy. You got to go figure out how to be street smart. You've got to figure out what moves people, and you've got to go and figure that out. And Harvey has done that on a level that no one else ever has, I think. I think Harvey has done that across such a huge variety of different settings and different things that he has been able to do. And this is the guy you want to learn from, without a doubt.
I think we have him live now. I think this worked. Hi, Harvey. Can you hear us, Harvey? No, unbelievable. Okay, so here's another thing I predict. I have a feeling from the bottom of my heart that Greg is going to love us and that Brian is going to love us. I already know Harvey does, and I know he's going to want to come back, and we're going to do this show again once we figure out his tech. And we tested the tech. The show started just fine, and something triggered something over there in Arizona, and ended up going haywire on us. But this wasn't Harvey's fault. This wasn't Greg's fault. This wasn't Brian's fault. It's just kind of the world of live radio. And I've been doing it forever. You guys know that I was a big time radio host all over the country for many, many years. And this happened literally every day. So it's nothing that's a shock to me, but we want Harvey back. We want you to go join his program right now. If you have, he's going to sell it to you when somehow we're going to get this out. Either he and I will do a little 7-minute infomercial blurb so you know what you missed from Harvey's mouth. We're going to figure it out, but there's a free trial right there. swimwiththesharks.ai/Tom. No com. .ai/Tom. And we want you to do it because I'm telling you what, this guy literally gave me who I am today. And that is, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it as long as I live. There's a guy out there named Bob Bodine who wrote a book called The Power of Who. And everything he talked about was basically over part of what Harvey talks about. And my two mentors for having people know that they are loved and trusted and safe with me is Harvey Mackay. And I want you to do this right now. swimwiththesharks.ai.com. Anything else, Adrian?
One of the things that I was going to do, I'm just double checking that I can figure out how to do it on this platform, but I think we ought to show them what that page looks like real quick. Is that okay with you? And then we'll get out of here.
If you can. I wasn't going to try to do anything that wasn't part of the deal.
Yeah. I think my tech whiz bang might have figured it out. And is life good or what?
Okay, you guys. Thank you, Adrian. This is perfect. So.
And is that cool or what? Your little page with your blurb. I love that.
I know it. He's got my blurb. He got, and I was actually, when the show was over, Sean Murphy told me my website sucks. Tom Chenault website sucked. And that I needed to have somebody say something nice about me. And I'm always afraid to ask anybody to do that. And Harvey did it without me asking, which is awesome. So read this as we go, Adrian, because you can see it and I can't because I'm too far away. So take it away.
Yeah. I just, I think this hits the nail on the head, right?
Harvey, we got you.
Can you hear me? Hello.
No way.
Harvey, you're back.
Tom, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Can you hear? Yeah, we can hear you. So tell us so we're right at the point. We want to hear what you've got to offer for these people.
Surely, and you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Because I surely missed you.
Oh, no question. You did a good job. Harvey, you were on.
Course correction. Okay, I'm ready to go. Anyway, about a year and a half ago, I started thinking, boy, AI might take over the world. It's been around 20 years, but came to the forefront 3 to 5 years ago. So I decided to go out, start looking for a partner, start looking for a firm. Took a year to do that, learn all about AI as it related to my company, and I call it the Harvey Mackay Swim with the Sharks, AI mentorship. And what that is, very succinctly, we can just cover this in a couple of minutes and give you the gist of what the people want to do, assuming they want to do it, and check it out. But basically, I brought this firm in, superstar firm, AI. They counted 4,400,000 words, to be exact, that I've written in all my speeches, in all my books, in all my columns, national syndicated column, plus all of the featured articles. And therefore, I did hire them, and I launched this only a week ago. I wanted to call my friend Tom and kind of give you the first opportunity, of which, of course, I'm thrilled to do. So, again, what the gist is as follows. All you do is go to harveymackay.com. Repeat, harveymackay.com. MACKAY, small k, no capital K. And then you can get on within 60 to 90 seconds, and you're on for life. If you want to test this product, it's 2 weeks, $1. So basically free. $1 for 2 weeks, 24 hours a day. This is very, very critical because it's not Chat GPT. There's no comparison. This is a mentorship with what's up here after 45 years speaking on 7 continents and having those books, as you so nicely mentioned in the interview at the beginning, my introduction. They are in 80 countries, 50 languages. So, and all #1 New York Times bestsellers. So I wanted to be able to spread that message around. And here's how it works exactly. Once you're on, you have a conversation with me, not a Chat GPT, a conversation as long as you want, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. Let's say you want to know about negotiations, personally, one-on-one negotiation. All right. All of a sudden, you ask me the questions. Coming back to you will be as follows. During those 40 years, here's what AI is all about. During those 40 years, anything I said on negotiations in Siberia, in Japan, Korea, China, Russia, you name it, all right? They will take all of those words and sentences and paragraphs that I've stated in the last 40 years and give you, Tom, the answer to whatever question you have over 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, however you want to talk to me. So that's the genius of AI. Now, this is what it's a big thrill, though. Now you talk to me for 2, 3 hours, and you're happy. You love the conversation. You're all geared up to win that negotiation. You get to click a little button on your computer. Bingo, it's transcribed. Every single word is transcribed. So you've got it there. And now, of course, you can give it to your kids. You can give it to anybody you want to give it to. It's just once with me, and you can share it with them. And all you have to do then, one more, this is the 450-foot ninth inning home run, okay? Walk-off home run, 7th game World Series. Here's what you get. If you decide to stick around for a year, you can, each month, it's a very minimal payment. If you do that, all right, if you use it month by month by month by month, wonderful, congratulations. But if you want to stay around for 12 months, here's what you get. In addition, value received. I mentored 30 people from around the United States, 19 men, 11 women. They were running companies from $2 million to $250 million. And they got the following mentorship for me. This is a few years ago. All right. We went to 5 different cities, 3 days, 2 nights, and I brought in the finest minds in the world. All of the Lou Holtzes of the world, all of the Ken Blanchards, all of the Stephen Coveys, best minds in the world, not the United States. You want a negotiator? I brought in Michael Jordan's attorney, and we talked. So you got all of that on film. It's an MBA in the real world. And you get all of this now. We did this incidentally, maybe back up, did it for 1 more year. So we got 10 days of mentorship, 10 days, that's all, times, 10 times 3. So 10 meetings, 30 days. I charged them $150,000.
Wow.
And they were thrilled. They wanted to do it a 3rd year, but I had to go back on the circuit. So we have all of that transcribed, 300 hours. So you want to hear the greatest minds in the world on sales and marketing and hiring and firing and time management and mentorship and negotiations and networking. Want to hear all that? Your real MBA, real world? Well, that's what you get. Total price, 0. Not a typo. 0, no charge. You will be given that. And in addition, every month you'll be getting extra material that I've just written, okay, which will apply to what's going on in the world today. So that's the whole package. I'm of course ecstatic. I'm just thrilled. obviously, who wouldn't want to try something for $1 for 2 weeks? If you don't like it, that's fine. Appreciate you listening.
Wow. So you guys spend a buck, hop in the foxhole with him. This guy is the real deal. And he's got the track record to prove it. This is not like a game show. This is the real deal. And Harvey, before you go, it would be wrong not to talk about your relationship with the great Lou Holtz. Tell me about that. I mean, you guys, I saw you on stage together. You were joking, you were laughing, you were loving. It was so magical. Just talk about that guy and talk about you and he together.
Well, for 40 years, we were joined at the hip, called each other brother from the podium, shared the podium together around the country. And there's only one Lou Holtz. He is absolutely one of the finest college football coaches that ever lived. Coached Notre Dame 13 years, won a national championship with them. They haven't repeated since he left. And he is a real leader. That's what I can tell you. Now, two quick things to describe him. When he came to the University of Minnesota, I interviewed him. Our athletic director had quadruple bypass surgery, and then he was not able to hire a new football coach. And the reason why, of course, he's in the hospital. The college president, I was president of the 400,000 new membership alumni, in Minnesota and the world. And they allowed me to go out as a committee of one to hire him. So I have that power. I went out and found him, brought him to Minnesota, 45 degrees below wind chill. He hates the cold weather. Picked him up at the airport, hit him at a hotel. 30 minutes later, downtown Marriott, kept him there 3 solid days, never let him go outside once.
Wow.
And after 3 intensive days, just one-on-one, 2 of us, he said to me, I'm taking my wife, Beth, and 3 children, and I'll come out with an answer. 3 hours, 45 minutes later, he came out. Here's what he said to me verbatim, and now every listener will know what kind of guy is Lou Holtz. He said, I will accept head football coaching job, University of Minnesota, under the following conditions. I've never met any of the people at the Bierman Athletic Building. You want to hide me from the press, and therefore, that's why I'm here. Okay, I understand all of that. But he said, I have these are only few conditions. Number 1, okay, from the popcorn sellers to the ticket takers, trainers, managers, secretaries, public relations, advertising, sales promotion people. If all of those people are not committed to excellence, I will fire every single one of them.
Wow.
I looked right at him and I said, you are hired.
Oh,
So that tells you what kind of guys. He believes in integrity. How do I define integrity? If you got integrity, you don't have to worry about anything else. If you haven't got integrity, you don't have to worry about anything else. So he's a leader all the way. One more, just real quickie, maybe 60 to 90 seconds. He weighs 105 pounds. He's in high school, can't make the football team, memorizes all 11 positions. So in case any of the 11 players get hurt, he can go play every single position. And sure enough, he made that football team. Then all of a sudden, what does he do one day? He writes 127 goals down, wish list, 127 goals. Imagine. And so this was all the kinds of things you want to do. Meet the Pope, win the national championship, coach of the year, be on Johnny Carson, all kinds of wild goals. He accomplished all 127 when I called him and I said, what's going on? He said, I just accomplished my 127th goal. I said, what's that? I just jumped out of an airplane. And now I want to say that each and every one of our listeners, do you want to know the answer to this next question? I said, Lou, what are you going to do now? You all know the answer. He's going to write down another 127 goals.
oh my gosh.
what he did. He passed away 4 months ago. I was thrilled. I had a big honor of speaking at his memorial service.
That is beautiful. I anticipated that answer. Adrian, you had one last question before we let these guys go.
Yeah, I think your preparation, the way you approach anything, the way you approach goals is so amazing. But I know you've also, everything really big happens in the context of a team, right? And we're from, a lot of the folks who are listening today are from a network marketing or multi-level marketing background, and that's such a big part of how you win in that world. What are some of the keys that you see, or one key that you see of how you construct and build and inspire winning teams?
Yeah, can you just repeat that? Build and inspire
Winning teams.
winning teams?
Yeah.
Well, let's start with the word teamwork.
Yeah.
That's a real hot word the last 10 to 15 years. It's altogether different than the previous 75 to 100. And let me just give you one quick little example, okay? Fellows driving a car 5 miles outside a huge city. Huge rainstorm comes up. Car stuck in the mud. Walks 200 yards. Raps on the farmer's door. My car's stuck back up in the mud. Might you be able to help? Well, he says, I've got a blind mule named Elmo out in the back. Fine. Takes him 200 yards, trudges through the muck and mire. Farmer hooks him up to the car, and he hollers out, "Pull, Sam, pull." And nothing happened. "Pull, Jesse, pull." And nothing happened. "Pull, Jackson, pull." And nothing happened. "Pull, Elmo, pull." Rips and roars that car right out of the mud. And the driver's confused, perplexed. He said, I don't understand what you have to call out all those different names for. Look, if he didn't think he had any help, he wouldn't even try.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. All right,
so-
Harvey.
With that, allow me to say my last key words, which I repeat to myself all of the time, okay? And you did happen to mention my name and yours at the same time almost. Don't count the years. Make the years count.
Oh my gosh. We love you so much. This was an unbelievable show. We will have you back if you want to come on, and everybody go right now to swimwiththesharks.ai/Tom. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Go do that. Spend $1. Get in here, and you're going to have a life change if you'll take it serious enough to pay attention and ask Harvey and Harvey's AI some questions that you need answers to. Harvey, thanks a million. We love you, and have a tremendous launch of your project, and stay young, buddy.
Thank you both, Adrian, Tom. Really appreciate and love you guys. Bye-bye.
Right. We love you too. Bye-bye.
We did it. Thanks, everybody.